There are not many Manby people here, I have to say.
Just the one.
And judging by some of the notes that we've had, most of them are on holiday or on cruises. I'm not entirely sure what that tells you about the people at Manby. Listening to the previous stories, it's quite interesting because I only ever knew Ernie as a hooligan. When I arrived at Manby, I'd come from the mighty Argosy, and I was a little bit concerned that I was going to an outfit where they flew an aeroplane that had an engine the size of the APU. And I arrived there very shortly after I'd arrived. I was watching this aeroplane being thrown all over the sky, and I said, you know, that chap's obviously a fighter pilot, absolute hooligan, the guy. That's in Banfield. And it was, and that's how I knew him. And I always thought that's what he always did. And I was swept into this Manby instructor sort of routine where you had to play darts all day long, rush out and fly with a guy, come back, debrief him so he's going on playing darts. Then you all had to go to the bar in the evening. When you finished in the bar, you had to all get on your bikes and you had to cycle as fast as you could to the nearest house that possibly had some beer. We were all fairly legless at that stage anyway.
And Mike Fox always took the direct line, which meant driving up and down over curbs and approaches, and you could take a stick out.
I had a wonderful time at Manby. It was a great pleasure to know Ernie, and I haven't seen him since then, which is 30 odd years away. A couple of guys that couldn't be here today. John Aldington sends his apologies. He was due to come, but he's had to go somewhere else and do some simulator work this weekend. Pete Diggins, he's on a cruise, and Keith Waters is also on a cruise. But they have sent notes, and I'll just read parts of it out if I may. Pete Diggins. Dear Ernie, I'm really sorry not to be able to share your day. Previously booked an unchangeable overseas holiday arrangements, make it impossible. I hear there may not be many representatives of Manby days. So may I just remind you, and tell the others, of your spell on the staff of the School of Refresher Flying, College of Air Warfare Flying. Wait for it. Single engine jets with no navigators or engineers or other human assistants. You were the flight commander of 3 Squadron on the Refresher Flying School when I arrived as a new QFI in early 1970. Out of all of the 15 or so staff, it was obvious that you were the most experienced and respected pilot in the outfit, and after our first trip together I knew why. You could make the aircraft do anything you wanted. After a few months we had flown together a number of times, and each time I really tried and usually failed to be as smooth and accurate as you are. Meanwhile I was showing all sorts of students which way was up, RAF senior officers on an RWAF test pilot, an Argentinian Navy vice commandant, and various Middle Eastern gentlemen. And I'd learned a lot from them as well. Bearing in mind this guy was a really switched on pilot as well, really good guy. I'd also joined the Manby's aerobatic display team. Whilst you were doing a solo display routine, slow hesitation rolls a speciality. And in May 1971 we both flew from Strubby to Manby and back, flying one leg each. To my astonishment, I don't think one sector. I think they shared 4 legs between them. To my astonishment, you're absolutely dreadful, all over the place. When we landed, I asked you what the problem was, and I recall you saying that I made you nervous because I seemed to have got the hang of it. This was from a man with skills few could hope to match. I watched you for 3 years tactfully supporting your squadron commanders, leading your staff pilots, organising the very fluid daily flying programme. And he doesn't say darts, matches and beer drinking. And then effortlessly turning potential disasters into mere manageable difficulties. You may feel a trifle embarrassed by now. That's because you're a modest, professional and all-round nice bloke. It's true. You've been a role model to many, and I'm fortunate to have been one of them. Many have returns. Diana sends her best wishes and we hope to see you soon. P.S. Are you only 75? Keith Waters, who was also on holiday. Pat and I are very disappointed we were unable to make Ernie's 75th birthday surprise party. We're off on a cruise around the Met on the 10th of August, returning on the 25th. However, we'll be thinking of him and all the good times we had at Manby. Still my most enjoyable tour in a 35-year RAF career. My favourite memory of Ernie is when he became our Jet Provost solo display pilot and our entrant in the Wright Jubilee aerobatic competition. I had entered the competition for that position, but he beat me. His display included a death-defying manoeuvre called a square loop. Remember it? Something normally attempted in a much more powerful aircraft. Well, actually, an aircraft with any power would be good. At one stage, I asked him how he judged when to pull out from the downward vertical part of the square. I'll wait until I'm absolutely petrified, was the answer. Then I count to 5, and I pull as hard as I can. That seems to work. He wishes you all the best. Many more years to enjoy. Would love to have been there had there been more notice. Mind you, we booked the cruise 7 months previously. If you're ever travelling near Huntingdon, he'd love to see you. So I really reiterate what everyone else has said. It's been a pleasure to know you, and it's great to see you again with so many friends around you. Thank you very much.